What's good, everyone? It's your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at. So you clearly see the title of the broadcast, and we're using tonight's conversation. And apparently, this young lady has came up to the microphone, and she decides to ask a question, basically about cheating, technically. But she asked the question in a roundabout way. So we're going to dive off into this. Let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
What do you do when somebody else is doing everything that your spouse won't or isn't?
How do you know?
How do you know that? Yeah,
Right.
yeah, come on.
That's a good question.
I would answer that with a question. How did they become your spouse without doing everything that this new person is doing?
They were at first, and now it's like they're stagnant, they're not doing nothing, they're complacent with where they're at in life.
I want to go back to what you said. Why is that still your spouse? Bad spiritual hygiene to stay in a place where you are not honored, where you are not valued, where you are not happy.
Now, hold on. Listen, look, Ayana, I get it. She has some good points sometimes. But listen, look now. At the same time, though, too, we are just hearing one side of this story. And, so far, I haven't, gone any deeper. But listen, look, man, they just quickly jump into, she's not being honored, this and that, woo to woo. Like, how she really not being honored? Or she just being an asshole? Let's see if they pull some more information out this girl. Let's go here now.
Because it requires the level of emotional dishonesty from you to stay somewhere and act like it's okay when it's not.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say, sweetie, to take some self-inventory, because oftentimes what's missing in the relationship is what we're not giving or bringing to it. And so take some self-inventory and say, okay, a couple of things. Where did, if I did, fall off? Are there things that I stopped doing that triggered or caused him to stop showing up in the way that he did? Everything is a cause and effect. So let's figure out where the cause is and what's affecting it so we can get to the root of what's going on, because stepping out on him is really a deficit of your self-love.
Now, a broke clock can be right twice a day. Sometimes Cheyenne come up with something that, sounds, or not just sounds, she is correct on that. You do have to self-evaluate in your relationship to see if you're still doing the same thing that you was doing when you first, got into the relationship and stuff like that. People do get comfortable in relationships and things at times, after a certain period of time. But yeah, it just is what it is here. Let's keep going.
It's really a deficit within yourself as a woman. And the last thing I would want you to do is allow a man, I don't care how much you love him, to shift your self-love, to make your character shift into a place that's not good when you should be showing up to the best ability of who you are, no matter what.
Shouldn't nobody be able to make you shift anywhere? If you are the person that you are, if you're going to hold your morals and standards, you're going to do it regardless of what the next person does or don't do. And this is the thing here. We can't sit here and allow this talking point to go on. Now what she was saying at first kind of, did have some validity to it. But this last little bit here, no, can't nobody make you do nothing. If a person, is not doing what you think they ought to be doing, maybe you need to talk to them. I wonder if she did even have a conversation with her husband and things like that about the situation. And also too, like for her to go ahead on, and I agree with Iana on this little point here, for her to go ahead on and have somebody else already in the works while you're still married, that causes a huge issue too. You're not technically trying to work anything out at that point. You low-key have given up and you moved on, but yet and still you're holding your husband hostage, trying to play like everything okay. I definitely get that point. Let's keep going.
I love what you said. He didn't make her do. You answered those DMs.
Right.
You responded back to that man. You and excited about another person. And I think that's the accountability we have to take. It's always on my partner's deficit. And I understand there are some influences.
Right.
But to scapegoat our lack of boundaries, our lack of a good moral code, our lack of discipline. Because I'm going to tell you this. You said spouse. You did not say your boyfriend, correct? That spouse you said till death do us part, right? Not till Reggie slides in my
But wait
DM
a
and I
minute, death
respond.
of what? Death of what?
Okay.
Till death do us part. Death of what?
Oh!
Here we come in with the backsliding. We all know when you stand in front of the preacher and whatever the vows that you take. Everybody been saying the same thing pretty much when everybody get married for thousands of years now. Listen, look, man, you know, all this trying to manipulate the situation and have her back, but then trying to correct her and all this. No, you can't. Either you gonna correct her behavior or either you gonna have her back. All this trying to wishy-wash in the middle of trying to correct somebody, but then trying to hate her back like that. Come on now. To the death of what? To the death of what? What do you mean to the death of? To death do you part? That means when you die, when you're no longer breathing, when they have you in the coffin and everybody's around you crying and they're missing you because you brought something to their life that they no longer can get from you anymore. An energy that was there that's no longer there. Listen, look, people, I don't like all this sideways talking. She know the truth. She just want to add in all that extra crap.
I guarantee you that spouse doesn't know.
She knows about him.
Huh?
Oh, my fault.
What happened?
Wait a minute.
Hold on. I told y'all I had to, you know, I watched the first few seconds of this shit. I didn't even get this far. So it's a chick that she with. Wow. Okay. So, you know, that changes things a little bit. But the thing of this is that technically, if you're going to be in a relationship, period, you know, you need to honor your relationship or whatever you got going on. Damn, hey, listen, look, I'm throwed off here. I didn't see this shit coming.
Oh, she knows about
She need
him.
to fix my life show.
You married to a woman and you cheating with a man?
Ooh. She not cheating. She's just getting some attention.
Man, wow. Okay, so this is where we at here. So, you know, the tail end of this situation was a shocker. You know, so that also explains things to me a lot better now. And follow me on this. The reason why I said that it's explaining the scenario that she's talking about right now about the spouse, partner, whatever, husband. Well, I thought it was husband, but that the spouse is not doing what she needs to do, what she feels like that the spouse needs to be doing anymore. Because at the end of the day, though, you know what I'm saying, she probably want her to take care of her too. Listen, look, I don't care what y'all say out here in these streets, bro. Women are women. I don't give a damn if they married to each other, friends. What women are women. That's how they naturally born. I don't give a fuck because they get freaky with each other. That shit don't mean nothing. Nature is nature. And women together, somebody gotta be taking care of somebody. If they gonna play the dynamic, somebody gotta be the breadwinner, or however you want to put it, whatever you want to say. You know, somebody gotta be doing something, and somebody gotta have the energy to make the other chick, you know, feel like she's the chick and shit like that. Like, you know, this just being honest here. So that definitely explains a lot. 9 times out of 10, she probably want the girl to put in too, like she putting in on some girly shit. You know, so and you clearly see she went out and got a dude. Oh my goodness. You clearly see she went out and got a dude. Oh man, this is where it's at though. But yeah, that explains a lot there at the end. Didn't see that coming at all. Real talk, I really did not see that coming. But it is what it is though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all if you're new to the channel. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.